I had no idea
A little char.
that the sterno in the middle was for doing that.
Really? What did you think it was for then?
I thought it was just for like festive ambiance.
No.
Like, this is a revelation for me. I didn't know that.
Hi everybody, it's Bill again from The Walks of Life, and today we're gonna make a classic, almost forgotten dish, the Pupu Platter, and I'm excited. I bet a lot of you young folks don't even know what a Pupu Platter is, and if you don't, you're missing out. There's so many Chinese takeout restaurants consisting of a bunch of white containers and foil bags and plastic bags of fried things. That's the way takeout restaurants package it up for you. But in the day, we were talking about tablecloth restaurants, really nice high class, a nice little flame on top, appetizers galore around, and look at this little lazy Susan. People would be toasting ribs and heating up their shrimp toast, and it would be a glorious scene. It was definitely a special occasion when you'd order a Pupu Platter. So if you've watched our videos, read our posts, and even purchased our book, you'll see references to the Holiday Inn, which was located up in the Catskills where I grew up, Liberty, New York, right next to Grossinger's Hotel, and where my father was in charge of the Chinese side and the American side of the menu. But where I focused on when I joined in the summers were the Chinese side, where it was the most busy. Back then, the Holiday Inn was actually billed as a Polynesian-style restaurant with both American food and Chinese food. Items on the menu like chicken flamingo and a luau dinner. So a luau for two would have a Pupu Platter for two of each item for each person, pork fried rice, shrimp with lobster sauce. Luau for three, you would get pork with Chinese vegetables. I don't know why I remember this. Four people, you'd get a Polynesian chicken. And then a Pupu Platter for six, you'd get a sup-gum wonton, fried wonton surrounded by a bed of vegetables with roast pork, shrimp, lobster bits, and chicken. So a Polynesian restaurant wouldn't be complete without a pina colada or the occasional Mai Tai. Ah, very nice. We've got all the classic items: fried fantail shrimp, spare ribs, fried chicken wings, beef on a stick, shrimp toast, and egg roll. Some other classic items also that you might see are crab rangoon, crab sticks, roast pork chasiu, or even fried wontons. At The Walks of Life, we have recipes for every single classic Pupu Platter item. We'll put all those links to the recipes in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. So the Pupu Platter was at its height of popularity in the 60s and 70s, and I saw it happen because every Chinese restaurant up in the Catskills had Pupu Platter on the menu. Today, it's harder to find a Pupu Platter in its original form, but we went to one of the last restaurants that still does it.
We're on our first, what do you call it? We're on location. For the first time ever, The Walks of Life is coming to you on location from Lee's Hawaiian Islander in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. When we decided that we wanted to do a video on Pupu Platters, I knew that there was only one place to go. This place is close to my dermatologist, and I would drive back and forth and I'd be like, what is this place? There's no windows from the outside. You cannot see inside. There's nothing on the outside that would really indicate what it looks like in here. Well, there's a big red sign, but this place is like a time machine. When you step inside, there's a little Polynesian oasis. There's water feature, flowers, there's lights. All day, every day is Tiki Lounge Day. So Lee's Hawaiian Islander has been around for 54 years, and this is one of the few places left, probably anywhere, that you can get an old school Pupu Platter. Pupu Platter for two, a combination of hors d'oeuvres. You may toast all the shrimp toast, Hawaii beef, fantail shrimp, barbecued spare ribs, miniature egg rolls, and barbecued chicken wings at the table. And I have got a non-alcoholic pina colada.
Canned pineapple and maraschino cherry.
Sugary goodness.
Hi, Daddy.
Hello.
Okay. Po.
Wow. This is a first for the younger.
You've never had a Pupu Platter,
I've
have
never
you?
even seen one. This is cool. Yeah. It's like,
And hey,
oh wait, you do that?
Oh yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Light the fire.
That's why
Okay,
on
I'm
the
gonna go
menu
outside.
it says toast all you want.
absolutely.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We used to cut them in threes so that you get little bite-sized pieces. And this looks like beef on a stick. Usually we put tasio on it. And this is a fantail shrimp, yeah. And they make little mini egg rolls. This is actually quite a variety. I swear, in the Holiday Inn dining room, in the summertime, 30 tables, 4 rows, and some big top. We'd be all prepped out with everything. The doors would open, and then those orders would start rocking in. Pupu for 3. Okay. Pupu for 2. Oh my God. Pupu for 4. For 6. And all of a sudden, we're all poo-pooed out. We've got like 6 pupu platters up on deck, and the deep fryer's roaring, and the broiler's going. And after all those pupu platters went out, it would be like a campsite outside. Pupu platter, flames all over the place. Everybody would have a pupu platter on the table. I remember sometimes it got so busy, we'd have to get a little bowl of sterno and put a plate on there because we ran out of pupu platters. Yeah.
Wow, even Ma's getting involved.
As like char.
Tasty.
A little 5 spice in it. It's deep fried.
Oh my god.
Fantail shrimps.
You're gonna toast it? Oh.
Little duck sauce. No, the fried stuff we don't toast.
Yeah, we should get a fried rice.
Extra breading in this. Ours are lighter. Warm up the chicken wing.
Did anything ever catch on fire?
No. Oh, look at that. I'm getting a little crisp on here. This place is pretty good.
Oh, jeez.
Drop it right in that sterno.
I know.
Oh wow, look. It's flaming blue. It's a hot take.
Fun
You and
date
me.
in the 70s.
Well, this is an experience.
It does feel like a time capsule. I guess it's a time capsule for you, but for me, I wasn't alive at that time, so it's like going back in time.
I just have so much footage of Sarah just quietly stuffing her face.
Yes.
One more time.
To serve a proper pupu platter at home, you'd want to get one of these Lazy Susan pupu platters along with this cast iron mini grill where you put sterno in here and light it up. But if you don't want to actually go all out and buy one of these, just get your largest round plate, line it with a little lettuce, put the sterno can right on top, and put your food around it. You're going to need a few of these tongs because you're going to pick up these items and you grill them over the flame. So do you actually really have to toast the food over? Of course not. Everything is already served hot, but it's just the ambiance that you're looking for. It's no wonder that the pupu platter became so popular because you get such a variety of items. Fried chicken wings, fried to a crispy perfection. And oh, by the way, they're not just any fried chicken wings, they're Chinese fried chicken wings, seasoned with a little bit of soy sauce, sesame oil, Shaoxing wine. We fry it twice. A first fry to cook everything, rest it, second fry to make them super crispy. And don't take my word for it. Everybody who's tried this recipe just loves it. These savory Chinese spare ribs. These Chinese spare ribs were a recipe that my father taught me years ago, and he made a 5-gallon bucket of sauce at a time, but we've scaled it down so that you can make a single rack of ribs at home. We roast the ribs in the oven, baste them with a little marinade mixed with maltose or honey, and they're cooked to perfection. We've also got these Chinese beef on a stick, where we use flank steak marinated overnight with garlic powder, onion powder, a little sesame oil, and sweet bean sauce. And we got the idea from Lee's Hawaiian Islander to put these pineapple chunks in between, put them in the oven, under the broiler, and roast them until the edges are nice and crisp. You've got these beautiful light fantail shrimp. It's butterflied shrimp, a little bit tricky, but I show you step by step how to do it, and the key is in the batter. And the batter is super simple to make. It just has flour, a little baking powder, baking soda, and cold water. So you batter both sides of the shrimp, lay it down nice and easy into the oil, and it fries up nice and crispy and puffy. And you have savory, crispy fried shrimp toast. Sarah's shrimp toast recipe incorporates a little cilantro, sesame seeds on top. These are also deep fried, but she actually pan fries them, so that's also an option. They do have a little bit of pork inside the filling along with the shrimp. Whether you deep fry them or pan fry them, they're nice and crispy, and if you've never tried them before, you've got to give them a go. And you can't forget your classic egg roll. It's chock full of roast pork, shrimp, a little cabbage. If you're looking for a shortcut and you have a Chinese grocery store near you, just buy the roast pork from there and use that instead. In actuality, you're gonna pre-make all these items and you're gonna have them ready, and right before you serve them, you're gonna reheat and cook them up. So in the restaurant, the ribs would be already in the refrigerator and we just take out enough and put them under the broiler. The fried chicken wings would already have their first fry and we'd have to drop those into the fryer. The beef on a stick, they usually would be pre-cooked and we'd either drop them into the deep fryer or also put them under the broiler. The shrimp toast, same. They'd be pre-fried and we throw them right into the deep fryer. Egg rolls, pre-made, pre-frozen, and thawed, and then dropped into the deep fryer. The same for these lovely fantail shrimp. So for the home cook, it's basically the same. So you're not overwhelmed in the same day that you're serving your Pupu platter, roast your ribs ahead of time, put them in the freezer, and take them out and thaw them. Same thing with the chicken wings. You gotta fry them at least once, put them in the freezer, take them out, thaw them. The beef on the stick, you actually could leave them raw, or you could pre-cook them and reheat them again. Same thing for the shrimp toast. The shrimp toast today are raw, but we could easily fried them and reheated them. The egg rolls definitely have to be first fried, just like the chicken wings. And the same is true for your fantail shrimp because these are a little bit more involved.
So, as the planner of the family, here's what I would do. You know, at a restaurant, right, you had a lot of freezer space.
We had a bus box full of these.
Right,
yes.
Not everybody has a ton of freezer space. So if you don't have enough room in your freezer to store all of these things, I would do the ribs and the beef sticks, marinate them the night before your party, cook them the day of. So I would roast these in the oven, roast this in the oven. That way it's fresh, you don't have to deal with the freezer thing. For the chicken wings, I probably would fry that in advance. Do the first fry in advance. And I'd probably do the egg rolls also first fry in advance, and also the shrimp. And you might wanna do those the same week so that you just use one pot of oil. The shrimp toast, I would totally make day of because it's actually really easy. You just whiz up the filling in a food processor, you spread it on the bread, and you're like bing, bang, boom, you're like frying them in the pan, they're done.
What would you use to reheat everything? Would you use a pot of oil or would you air fry? What would you do?
Not everybody has an air fryer. So on the day of your party, you have the oven going for the ribs and the beef on a stick, and those are really nice and fresh. And then for these 4 fried items, you can either take out the oil, and I think that's probably the best route for the actual experience, and it's gonna
taste a lot better.
It's gonna taste a lot better. You take out the oil, you fry these 4 things, and it's just sort of like, you already have that pot of oil out, you might as well. But if you're really against frying, you can actually just take all of these items, you can pre-fry your shrimp toast and pre-make it, and then everything can just go into sheet pans in the oven, preferably a convection oven so that you have that air circulating and it gets really nice
on a rack,
crispy.
probably.
Yeah, on a rack. So that's how you pull off your Pupu platter party at home.
Sounds good. All right, it's Pupu platter time. Light it up. Oh boy.
Cheers.
I'm gonna go for this stick. Look at this flame. Oh, a rib.
Oh, wow.
That is for that purpose, like a grill.
I got this burning bamboo stick.
Wow, just that short toasting, it really heats it. It's hot.
You know what's funny? I have never sat down like this and ate a Pupu platter in Holiday Inn. Never did that in Holiday Inn.
Because you were always serving.
You were the help.
We'd bring in the Pupu platter, set it on the counter, and we're like, oh, I guess they didn't make it through it. And then we'd eat it.
It's really funny.
How much leftover food did you eat?
Sometimes it'd be a warsu duck untouched.
What?
And we're like, oh my goodness. The problem is, right, you get a sup gum soup
Shrimp toast.
to start the luau. You go through this Pupu platter, and then by the time everybody ate the Pupu platter,
They're full.
everybody's stuffed.
Ooh, sizzling. After you take a bite, you can put it back on the fire. And this is what makes it a happy time. There's interaction with your food.
It's an interactive meal,
Yes.
It is pretty fun.
Yes. It's a great idea if you have some kind of birthday parties. It's
like a fondue.
Weekend to get
Better than
together.
fun.
But better. Going in for the wing.
Is it meant for everything to be toasted?
Not necessarily. I mean, I would just eat this wing. Very nice.
The way your father eat definitely makes it look good.
You can't just bite into it. You gotta do one of these.
I mean, you know.
Bite and rip. Bite and rip.
You know, if you really didn't want to cook all this stuff yourself, you could actually just go to your local Chinese takeout, get all of the elements, and then come home, put it in this nice presentation with the sterno canister, and then you just toast it, and it, you know, it reheats it, and it makes it more festive.
It's a fun meal.
And then you whip up like the cocktails. That's what everyone wants anyway.
Got a little toasting action.
Oh man.
Mmm.
It gives it a little extra something.
Yeah, a little extra sterno flavor.
You have to make sure that you're not using a methanol-based sterno can. You need to make sure you're using the ethanol-based one because the methanol is toxic. So Sterno makes these canisters for s'mores. Those are food safe, so you can use those.
That's what we're using.
Yeah.
Everything's very authentic.
I have to say though, when I was working in Sanheim, this was on the menu. We never had one for ourselves.
No, we never had
Never
one
had
for
one
ourselves.
for ourselves. It's always for customers.
Now that we're running a recipe blog, now you're
So we're experiencing
Finally eating it.
this.
Does it feel festive?
Yeah, for sure.
I could see the attraction, right? So this year, if you want to do something different for the holidays, you might think about serving a Pupu Platter, mixing up some pina coladas and Mai Tais, and you're gonna have a party that people are gonna talk about for years to come.
And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out more recipes on thewalksoflife.com.
Not cheers. What is this? The Hawaiian aloha.
That's not what they say when they have a drink, but okay.
Action.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
So that's how you pull off your poo-poo party platter at home. Wait, poo-poo platter party. Poo-poo platter party.
That's a wrap on poo-poo.
Oh, God.